we're just getting down. We're at Armageddon. I'm happy to be here. It's my first time in Christchurch. I did not know I was doing a music set, but we're doing some music. But we can take a little break. If there's any questions, I can answer questions and answer about anything from Hook and Rufio to Zuko and Avatar: The Last Airbender to Homestuck. Yes, which question? I can't even, I heard the first part. Come up and sit and ask. It'll be easier. What's your name, dog? What is it?
Chloe.
What's your question?
Well, because I'm a big fan of Avatar: The Last Airbender and Legend of Korra. What was it like voicing Zuko, and do you wish that they make more appearances of him in Legend of Korra?
Yeah, thank you, Chloe. Give it one time for Chloe. So the first part of the question, what was it like voicing Zuko? It was awesome. You know, when we started the whole thing, I don't think any of us doing the show really realized what impact the show was going to have or how important the character was going to be. I didn't even know how important Zuko was going to be, even in the storyline. At first, he just seemed like a bad guy, and I could play bad guys, I guess. And then as like the second season started rolling out, I really got to see how cool of a character he became, and then ends up being, you know, one of my favorite characters I ever got to play on screen or just voice, just because he's such a great character. And as far as him coming back in Legend of Korra, you know, I got to play his grandson, Iroh 2, which is awesome on the first season, I can say that. And then I can't really say much about the new season coming out because I'll really get in trouble. I can't say anything, I'm gonna get in trouble. But you know, you might see something. Whoever's videotaping, I didn't say anything. Can't sue me, I didn't say anything. We're in New Zealand. Any other questions? Yes, come up. If you have a question, like come up. My man right here is all messed up. Makeup looks good. I'm so impressed that so many cosplayers out in the NZ. It's dope.
I'm Corey. How much like Zuko would you say you actually are?
It's a good question, Corey. How much like Zuko? I mean, I don't know. I think. So, you know, I always think of Prince Zuko as like a misunderstood prince, you know? So I think some parts of me, I think a lot of artists feel that way, like, we're really misunderstood. I don't know how close I am to him. I have a lot of angst sometimes. I wish I was closer to him. I might give me a Fire Lord or the Fire Nation. That would be dope. But, I don't know, I think definitely is a part of me. You know, there's a lot of, like, if you know his character arc and, like, Rufio's arc, there's a lot of similar things where they start off as quote-unquote bad guys and actually you find out, like, a lot of guys in this world that are quote-unquote, like, the bad boys, there's really a good heart underneath them, so I think part of me is close to that, you know? Any other questions? Yes? No? What's your name? Ruby? Everybody, this is Ruby.
I want to ask you, like, do you know when the second season's coming out, or?
Do I know when the second season of Korra is coming out? I do not. That's a good question. I actually just had lunch with Mike and Brian, and they didn't tell me anything. I know they're working on it right now. I know it's coming out soon. I know it's kind of slow, right? You can write Mike and Brian on Tumblr and yell at them. I'll tell them, like, you know, NZ wants the show out now. Thank you. Any other questions? Come up. I'm vamping here. I mean, I can always do another song, but I wanna. What's your name, sir? What is it? Steven. Yeah, I'm barely taller than you, and I'm on a stage.
Alright, firstly, I'm a gigantic fan. I've seen every single episode of Avatar close to 120 times.
Wow.
No exaggeration. Also, I'm a fan of your poetry, specifically Nikki, that you did at, is it called Nikki?
Yeah, I could do Nikki. I was thinking, you know, there's a lot of young people here, but I could probably try to do it.
Yeah. So that if you can do it, because there are a lot of kids here. But my question is, what is the most important thing you have learned in your entire career? Also, what's the biggest mistake you've made in your career?
Thank you for all the compliments first, Stephen. The most important thing I've learned, probably is just to kind of, you know, stay humble. We're just artists. I mean, the biggest stars I've worked with and met were probably the coolest people in the world and in the business. And some of the jerkiest ones were like not big stars, right? So that always taught me a lesson like, just be cool, be real, like, be humble, be cool, because we're all blessed to, as far as artists, anyone successful in this world, is like, you're blessed to kind of like have that success, so just kind of be mindful of that. And probably mistakes is, you know, there's so many mistakes. You make so many mistakes in Hollywood. Probably the biggest was like, there was a time in my life where I really kind of got away from who I was and was following someone else. I would say, follow yourself, follow your own dreams, and don't get caught up in other people's madness. But Nikki, we can try to do Nikki. Thank you very much, Stephen. Think about Nikki is, thank you. Give a hand for Stephen.